Episode 4, Joseph and Romain, Preparation for the Meneur-Bien. Joseph and Romain were all excited. The Meneur-Bien, this famous 1-kilometer race through the magnificent landscapes of the Luberon, was fast approaching. Every year, this race for children was a much-anticipated event, and this time, it was their turn. They had registered with their parents, and even their grandparents had planned to come and cheer them on. For a few weeks, Joseph and Romain had been training every Saturday morning. Their parents had signed them up for a small race preparation group, a club for young runners. It was fun, but also difficult. The children had learned a lot about running and what it took to prepare well. Joseph, the older of the two, had a fierce determination. He already loved running, but he knew that this race would be different. This was not just an ordinary race. It was the Meneur-Bien, a race that crossed hills, steep paths, and offered a magnificent panorama. Joseph dreamed of winning, but he knew that to get there, he would have to work hard. Romain, on the other hand, was more relaxed. She loved running, but what she loved most was the idea of spending time with her brother and discovering the magnificent landscapes of the Luberon. She was not as competitive as Joseph, but she still wanted to participate and do her best. And then, she knew that no matter the result, she would be proud to have run alongside her brother. On Saturday mornings, before each training session, their parents encouraged them by giving them some advice. Don't forget to breathe deeply, keep a good pace, and above all, don't tire yourself out too quickly, said their father, who was a big fan of running. Courage is not measured by speed, but by perseverance, added their mother, who also loved running in the mountains. With each session, Joseph and Romain improved. Joseph tried to increase his endurance, running longer and longer, while Romain focused on her technique, learning to place her feet correctly and not to rush too much. Race day arrived faster than expected. The sky was blue and the sun was shining, perfect for a great race. The children were ready, dressed in their colorful t-shirts and new sneakers. The starting line was lined with spectators, and the excitement was palpable. All the children were there, eager to get started. Joseph and Romain held hands, ready to go. Good luck to you both, their grandmother said, smiling. You are already champions in my heart. The start was given, and everyone rushed forward. Joseph, in the lead, ran at full speed, his legs moving like springs. He wanted to get ahead from the start so he wouldn't be caught. Romain, on the other hand, took her time, observing the landscapes around her and savoring the fresh morning air. The race continued through the winding paths. Joseph began to feel a little tired, but he didn't want to stop. He knew that each stride brought him closer to the goal. His muscles ached, but he remembered his father's advice, never give up, even when you're tired. He gritted his teeth and continued. Romain, on the other hand, knew that she had to keep a comfortable pace to make it to the end. She saw a bird flying overhead and felt a little lighter. It was a magical moment, and she knew that no matter where she ended up, this adventure would be unforgettable. The trail was getting more and more difficult. The children were overcoming steep climbs and descents, but they were determined. At every moment, Joseph and Romain reminded themselves that the Meneur-Bien was not just a race. It was an adventure, a life experience. The finish line was now in sight, but for Joseph, this was the decisive moment. He redoubled his efforts, his legs almost on fire, but he did not want to stop. Romain, for her part, accelerated slowly, happy to be so close to the end. But as she approached the finish, she realized that her brother was already far ahead. Episode 4 ends here, a few meters from the finish line. Will Joseph and Romain succeed in crossing this line together, or will one of them win? The answer will come in the next episode.